everyone. Dan Gingiss back with you on the Experience Maker. So great to see you today. I'm very, very excited because normally I only have one guest on this show, and man, that usually keeps me busy enough. But today, I am very fortunate to have two amazing guests. I think they're actually joined at the hip, and that's why you never see one without the other. But we're going to learn a little bit more about them. Welcome to the show, please. The two and only Andrew and Pete. How you doing, guys?
We're actually joined at the ankle. You just can't tell from this.
Fantastic.
Shackled to each other.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be. I am so excited to talk to you guys today. You guys are rock stars in my book. I've seen you guys present a couple of times. I know you got to keynote at the last Social Media Marketing World, which was amazing. You've got your own events. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you guys do.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thanks for having us on the show, and hello to everyone watching. Make sure you give us a little comment to let us know you're there, and we'll go back and say hello afterwards. We are Andrew and Pete, and we run a membership called Atomic, which helps small business owners grow and smash their results faster, smash their goals faster than ever before. And basically, we're here to talk about, how we do that with our experiences and how we make Atomic exciting for the members, how we get them to share it. So looking forward to diving in and talking about all kinds of tips and tricks today.
Awesome. And how did the two of you guys meet? And I want to comment on something that I thought was actually kind of funny. When I introduced you guys at the end of every show, I introduced next week's guest. And I made the comment last week that I wasn't even sure that I knew your guys' last names because I only knew. And then I went on your website and I couldn't find your last names anywhere.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. We are pretty much the Madonna and Cher of marketing.
I have figured that out, and I think LinkedIn finally gave me the answers I was looking for. I think it's really funny. So tell me a little bit about how did you guys meet and how did you guys decide to work together?
Yeah, so we met at university in 2008. So it was the very first day of university. We were 18 years old, and we were just put together in the same halls of residence. And then we became good friends first, and we both ran the Entrepreneur Society while we were at university, and we kind of bonded, didn't we, over our like love of business and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And then between second and third year of university, and kind of that summer, Pete said to me, "Hey, should we like set up our own business this summer, like run it next year?" And I was like, "Well, why not? Like we've got nothing to lose." We were 20 at that point, and we did it, and the business was not great, let's say, but it was our first like dip of the toe into that kind of world. Mm-hmm. And then when we came to graduate the year later, we kind of looked at like what we wanted to do, and university was very much pushing us down that kind of go get a corporate job. We had both done business degrees at a good business school, so like that was the path, right? Go get a corporate job.
I've been there.
we kind of like looked at like our lives at that point, and we thought, you know what, like we really have enjoyed this business. Like, why don't we try to do something like now? Like, let's not wait till we've got like a cushy corporate salary or wives or like mortgages or like big responsibilities. Like, let's try to do this now. So we did. So the summer of 2011, which is 10 years ago, so we celebrate our 10th year this year, we kind of set up. We moved to Newcastle. I was going to live with my girlfriend in Newcastle, which was the other coast. And I basically said to Pete, like, come with me and let's do this now. Like, let's set this up now.
And basically, I had that choice of, do I set up or go get a job, or do I, follow this passion and set up in business with Andrew and move to the other side of the country? So I decided that I would do that and be the third wheel to Andrew and Vicky's relationship. But they're still together, and so are we. So it's all worked out.
That's awesome. That's great. And I love, you guys dove right into to running your own business. It took me 20 plus years slogging it out in corporate America to figure that out. And as I think I told you guys before, my joke to everyone now is I love working for the Dan better than I liked working for the man. But you guys figured that out a whole lot earlier than I did, which is great. So I know that your focus is on marketing. And I'd like to kind of dive into that a little bit because, as you know, most of my 20 years was in marketing as well until I kind of fell in love with customer experience. But I'd love to hear, what are you guys seeing right now, especially as the world is opening back up in terms of marketing trends? What's working? What are you advising your clients to be focusing on right now?
I think one thing, and this kind of was before kind of the pandemic as well, like one thing that we've always kind of pushed is that there is there's a lot of pressure right now in marketing. There's a lot more platforms. There's a lot of like places to be and a lot of things to do. And like what we've always done, what we've always told our members and our customers to do is don't try to do it all, because it's so time consuming right now. And if you are trying to spread yourself too thin and you're trying to like do everything, all you end up doing is just everything averagely. And like the only way to stand out, there's kind of two ways to stand out. You can be the best or you can be different, right? And it's really hard to be the best at whatever it is that you do. Like there's a lot of competition out there, right? Only one person can be the best. So we say, be different, do something different. And the only way you can do something different is by spending time on working out how you're going to make that thing different. And the only way often you can make that time is by not doing as much things. So we say do less things, but do less things much better.
For example, there's a study done by Andy Crestodina every year, and he surveys loads and loads of bloggers, and he asks them, what makes their blogs most successful. And every single year, the amount of time that's spent to see significant results gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's like minimum 6+ hours. If you spend less than 6+ hours on your blog, you are not going to get good results on your blog. And it's insane to think that people are trying to blog, do podcasts, launch a video channel, be awesome at Instagram Reels, launch a TikTok channel.
Clubhouse, Pete. Don't forget about Clubhouse.
Don't forget about Clubhouse. Yeah, but also LinkedIn. There's LinkedIn as well. We need to be on LinkedIn. And then there's Twitter, the classic, and Facebook. And there's all these platforms. And if you can't spend 6 hours a day on each platform or 6 hours a week, it's just, as a one-man band or as a small team, or even as a big company, it's hard to create something remarkable. And if you aren't creating something remarkable, then there's literally no point in creating anything at all. And people often say that something is better than nothing. So if you're listening to this and you've ever put out a piece of content and you've thought that will do, it will not do. It will not do.
The only thing it'll do is allow you to check something off your to-do list, but that's not enough, right? And I love that you use the word remarkable, because I use that in customer experience all the time. In fact, it's in the subtitle of my new book, because remarkable literally means worthy of remark, worthy of discussion, worthy of talking. And where I love, one of the reasons I fell in love with customer experience is exactly what you were just saying, is that we can't be good at everything. When we compete on things like price, we know it's a loser's game. When we compete on things like product, most products can be copied. Even the most innovative companies in the world, like Uber, end up getting copied. And so one of the things that's left is experience. And that is much harder to copy, as is remarkable marketing and being able to be really good at something or at one piece of it. And so I love that message. As we talk about, I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about how, marketing obviously plays a role in trying to sell. That's one of the things that we're doing. But marketing can also help you stand out as a company and become remarkable, as you say, in the sense that we think of companies, some of our favorite brands, because of their marketing. It reminds us that we like that company. I'm thinking about something like a Taco Bell, right? That people just love because of their marketing. Okay, set the food aside for a moment. I mean, they probably love the food as well, but it's the marketing that makes them memorable. So I'm just wondering if you can talk a little bit about how you go about trying to do that with your clients.
Yeah, so I think for us, like one of the things that we always try to think about before we try to implement something is like, how do we want our customers to feel after this? Whether it's like, how do we want them to feel after receiving the first email that they get when they join our membership? Or how do we want them to feel after like completing the course? And like trying to, I know it almost sounds a little bit fluffy or a little bit cliche at this point, doesn't it? Like always connecting marketing back to emotions. But like for us, like doing that and remind ourselves of that has like never really failed.
Yeah, it's like that time old classic. Like people don't remember like what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
And if you can make someone feel special or like give them an experience, then they will give you that like happy memory that'll be related back to you. And the amount of times that I think it's like 33% or more, probably more now, of our members come from other recommendations. So that for us is like a huge sign, that we're giving people a good experience, and that pays itself back tenfold. It doesn't take much to just send someone, a quick video message or spend a little bit more time than what's necessary with someone, even if that means, finishing work 2 minutes later than usual, but that 2 minutes has meant the world to someone else.
I love that. I mean, it's one of the things that I talk about in the customer experience realm is not focusing so much on the current transaction, but focusing instead on the entire relationship. And sometimes we have to lose money on a transaction, or we have to have a transaction go in a way that we didn't expect. But we do that because we're investing in the long-term relationship. And for you guys, you spend a couple extra minutes with somebody, or you send them a personalized video that takes you a little bit of work. But if they refer even one customer to your program, it's well worth that investment. I think so many companies where they fail is they look at a single transaction, they say, sorry, customer, I can't help you because my policy won't allow me to refund you or help you in any way. And the answer then is, you've turned somebody who could have been a referral source into someone who's an ex-customer. And probably, by the way, when they become an ex-customer, they go to your competitor. So it's like a double loss. And
yes.
I think it's such a great way to think about things, is that it is a marathon, not a sprint. And you keep delivering value, and people stay with you and then want to talk about you and tell other people. So one of the things I've been toying around with recently, I'm interested to get your guys' feedback. I think marketing continues to play a bigger and bigger role in customer experience. And one of the reasons for that is that it's really become marketing's role to, in essence, promise the experience. I mean, that is a lot of times what we're selling is, if you do business with us, you are going to have these emotions, or you're going to feel this way, or you're going to experience this. And of course, in order to do that, we got to make sure that we're promising something that the rest of the organization can deliver on. For those of us that are not, solopreneurs or tiny businesses, but that are in bigger companies, we got to make sure that we're not over promising and under delivering. If anything, we're doing the other way around, right? Is under promising and over delivering. Yeah. But I'm just wondering if you see that as well, and how much of marketing now are you seeing that is really about setting up that future experience?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, a great example of this is something we've done recently. So we are doing a online event at the end of this month, and it's called Let's Do This Live. And it's an online event where people aren't just going to be like sitting down or watching session after session after session. They're going to actually be pumped up. And because it's online, want them actually like taking charge and doing tasks like whilst they're at the event. And we're running these makeovers over 5 days where they're going to make over part of the business. So we kind of like turned that whole thing on its head. But like one of the things, like going back to what I was saying earlier, it's like the feeling, like we started asking ourselves, like, how did we want people to feel after this event? And we wanted them to feel like motivated, like pumped up, like accomplished and excited for their business. And just kind of relating to that, to what you just asked about marketing, when we were looking at like marketing this event, we commissioned a promo video that has just gone live this week. We got our friends at Knowlton to make it. And like, that's exactly what we said. It's like, before they've even got to the event, it's like we took those feelings that we wanted to make them feel whilst they were at it, and we said, like, this is what the video needs to make people feel like when they're watching the video and they're consuming the marketing. So it translates to like what the actual product is going to be at the end. And like, they've got the video is, go watch it out on our socials if you haven't already, guys, because the video, they've absolutely like smashed it out of the park, haven't they? It's like got so much energy. And like, so many people have like commented like how great the ad is. It's like, when we run Facebook ads, we'll get like the comments that's like, love this, and then like the spammy trolley comments as well. But like, this one they've just all been positive. Like, the amount of comments that I've said like, wow, that was like the best ad ever, like, love this ad. Yeah. And I think it's because of that, isn't it?
Yeah, we tied it back to the emotion first and the innovativeness of the actual product. So it's kind of tenfold, like, because not only do you get the advantage of your marketing being better and different and standing out, not only is the product like better, but also you're going to benefit from all those people feeling great and sharing and talking about you at the end of the day once it's all done.
For sure. Now, does it put more pressure on you then to deliver on that experience you're promising?
You know what? This is funny because Andrew's like, "Oh my God, what if it doesn't live up to it?"
And I'm like, especially in the first day went live, I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have to spend some more time on this event."
I was like, "It's cool. Like, it's a great idea. It's gonna go fine." But then, you know, it's almost a good pressure to have. You know, you should want to do the best, and you should be questioning yourself on, "Hey, are we doing absolutely everything to make this as good as it should be?" And I think that's only a good thing, and it's win-win all around. Apart from maybe a little bit of pressure.
For sure. So relatedly, and I haven't seen this video yet, but I can close my eyes and probably know what this video looks like just from knowing you guys. And I want to pivot into something that I know about you guys, which is you are always fun. You are always having a good time. You're also funny. You use humor quite a bit. And one of the pieces of my methodology for customer experience, there's a 5-part methodology. And the first one is about being witty. Now, I talk about witty not necessarily being a stand-up comedian, because humor, as you guys know, is hit or miss, right? And we gotta, sometimes one person thinks something's funny and someone else doesn't. And so I look more at witty as kind of cleverness, as, maybe using language in a way that you don't expect. And again, having seen you guys on stage, you guys do this in spades. I'm just wondering about how you have developed that as a tool in your toolkit. And maybe even, so all right, you've made this promise in this video, which I guarantee has something to do with this is going to be a really fun event because you guys are so fun if you're hosting it. And so how do you now work in the humor or the wittiness part into your talks or your workshops or whatever it is you're doing?
Yeah, so we didn't always kind of embrace that part. So obviously when we started our business, we were super young. We were literally like 21. And we started this company and we were surrounded by people that were so much older than us. And we at first tried to blend in, and we would put on the suits and we would go networking. And
we looked ridiculous.
We looked so stupid.
They didn't really fit properly. Weren't very good quality. Just not good.
Crazy. So we kind of embraced that. So there definitely came a point in a line in the sand when we said, let's just embrace the more youthful side of our brand and kind of go for it. And as we've gone through our 20s and we're 30 now, we've had our 30s, we've kind of kept that because we found we just made us enjoy the whole process much more. It made us kind of enjoy marketing and enjoy working in our business. And I feel like that definitely comes across in a lot of the stuff we do. And we're not saying everyone needs to necessarily be funny or necessarily be fun, but if you can be more of yourself, then I think people are drawn to that. And correctly, like you said, people are kind of put off by that. And whenever we do a keynote presentation, we will never get 100% great comments across the board. because like 90% of people in the room will love it, and 10% of the people will think, God, those are two annoying Brits. And we've kind of
that's got to be closer to 99.1. I don't think.
Well, yeah, I feel like 99.9%. Thanks. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just gauging by the reaction that you guys got at Social Media Marketing World, and I think you're right in the sense that, I mean, so you guys are naturally funny guys. I mean, and you play off each other really well. But I do think it's also about when you see when you interact with you guys, or when you see you two on stage, you walk away feeling like you know you guys a little bit. And I'm using the word "you" way too many times here. So I felt like I knew you guys just from watching you. I can get a good sense for who you are. You have a good sense of humor. You're really good at what you do. And I think that's really the key is, and if the pandemic has taught us anything, it has taught us that we crave human interaction. We crave human relationships. And man, not having them for so long really brought that to the forefront. I think that's what you guys really do well, is that you are not two suits. You're real people, and your personalities come out. And for you, it's great. It happens to be your personalities include humor, and that always works. But I really think it's about being human. What do you say to that?
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny, on stage, we've worked with Drew Davis, who's an absolutely amazing keynote speaker, and he's helped us like refine our act. And again, it goes back like to like when we used to do keynote presentations, it was like, right, these are my points, these are Pete's points. Like you say that, I'll say that. There might be a little bit of like hijinks going in there. I think what Drew helped us do was like really pull out those personalities. And he actually made us make a list of personality traits that each of us had, like real life personality traits. And then he said, you have to like turn them up in the presentation. So like I'm super impatient, like in real life, like I hate queuing. So like the part of the kind of the act when we're presenting is that I'm just really impatient and want to get this presentation done, and Pete's just constantly interrupting.
I'm like constantly pulling him up because I'm more of a perfectionist. Like, but hang on a second. Like, do you really agree with that?
I kind of think about the comedy pairs, the historical comedy pairs, the Abbotts and Costellos, or the Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon, the folks where you need both of them, right? And I think you guys, it's one of the things that's great. You're both really funny, but you definitely, Andrew, you definitely play the straight man a little bit more, and but in a very humorous way. So you guys you're amazing at what you do, and you do create an experience. That's really why I wanted to have you here on the show, is that, I'm not sure that when people ask what you guys do, that the word customer experience comes out anywhere in there. And yet I think that's so much of what you guys do, whether you're presenting or whether you are, leading your army of followers in all the great stuff that you do in your program. Tell us, just because we're running up on time, tell us how people can connect with you or join your tribe, because if they haven't, they definitely should.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, we'd love to have you guys involved in Atomic. We have just launched a free starter plan of Atomic as well, if you kind of wanted to dip your toe in the waters. So it is for one-man band solopreneur entrepreneurs. So go check that out at atomic.site. You can sign up right there for the free plan. And if you want to join us on the growth plan, that is £39 per month, which in dollars, I think that works out at like $53 a month.
37 cents.
Yeah, we create YouTube videos. Yeah, that's the sense. Approximately 37 cents by today's exchange rate.
You said atomic.site?
Atomic.site.
Okay. That right there?
Right. That's the one.
All right, good. Yeah.
We'll create YouTube videos as well every week. So search Andrew and Pete on YouTube and you'll find us.
And I guarantee you they're going to be entertaining, because that's what you guys do. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. It's so fun to see you. I can't wait till we're back together in person again. It's been way too long, but I look forward to it. And I appreciate what you guys do. Even though I'm across the pond, I'm keeping an eye on you guys, and I love what you're doing. So keep it up.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Dan.
We
Thanks
can't
so
wait
much for
to
having
see
us.
you again. And thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions, please do let us know. Tag us so we can reply.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Thanks for being here for another episode of The Experience Maker. Two quick announcements. Next week, we are going to have Rafi Glantz. He is from a great company called Accessiby. This is so interesting. This software is like 2 lines of code that you put on your website, and it makes it completely accessible to all sorts of challenges or disabilities, deafness, blindness, physical disabilities. It immediately makes your website completely accessible. I spent time at Discover trying to install this stuff, and it is tons and tons of code, and they have made it so easy and such an amazing experience. And like anything, when we make things accessible, it actually ends up a better experience for everybody. So you don't want to miss that. And of course, you also don't want to miss the launch of my new book, The Experience Maker, How to Create Remarkable Experiences That Your Customers Can't Wait to Share. It is available for pre-order now on all amazing book sites. You know who they are. They're available for pre-order, and they will start shipping in September. I do have a special offer for people that are watching this show. If you send me a receipt that you have done a pre-order. Now, I got to say, guys, I'm going to send you a book, but this has got to be a US only, because I just tried to ship a book over to the UK the other day, and it was $28. So I got to keep this to the United States. But if you send me your receipt that you've pre-ordered, I will send you a free advanced copy of the book signed, so that you can get ahead of the game before the rest of the world. All right, thanks so much again for being here. I'm Dan Gingiss, customer experience speaker and coach. We will see you next week and every week on The Experience Maker, Thursdays at 12 Eastern. Have a great rest of the week.